Wave if you can hear Pat, Mom.
Okay,
Hi,
can you
Mom.
wave to them?
Wave.
Hey, Vida.
Can you hear me? Blink if you can hear me.
Bring this hand up.
Blink 3
Wave to them.
times.
Wave with this hand.
Hi, Mom. Can you hear me?
Yeah, she can hear you. All's good. I'll see you guys in a bit.
Okay.
Okay, well, so I guess just Sandy's newcomer. Hi, Mom. Sandy is on with us today, so we have a special visit. So we do generally just have her say a few words. And, yeah, I just want to say hi, Mom. You're looking especially bright today. Are you feeling okay? Yeah. Oh, you look like you're pretty bright there today. So that's great. Yeah. So well, just because we haven't had her on yet, we'll give Sandy a few minutes.
Hi, Auntie. Good to see you, Auntie. I've been back and forth over there visiting with Bernita. She's not doing too bad. I don't know. They haven't allowed her to go up to see you. She's still downstairs, but with COVID and everything, hopefully she'll get up to see you pretty soon. I think she was going to send you something up. I don't know if it got sent up yet, but yeah. It's good to see you, and you're looking all pretty in your red sweater. I love you. I wanted to show you my birch bark basket my husband and Howie and I made, and just been busy with a lot of crafting lately. But I'll show it to you. It's quite large. If you can see it.
I'm gonna go put Charlie into the back.
And we made
Hold,
a nice strap for it.
hold it more to the opening to the front, Sandy. Lean it forward. Yeah. Can you see that, Mom? Yeah. Wow.
So I've been just keeping myself busy. That's all we can do, right? Keep our hands busy. I know that's what you and Granny have taught me. You know, getting out there and getting those berries and doing all that canning and jarring. We got lots of canning and jarring we done this summer too. We'll have to bring you some jam. And what else?
Your kids.
Huckleberries.
Your kids.
Maggie and Desiree are doing good. They're still down the Fraser Valley. One Maggie's with her boyfriend and in Ladner, and Desiree is in Abbotsford. They're both busy working still, and they'll be a whole 25 in February.
Whoa.
So, yeah, they're doing good. Haven't been able to see them the Christmas holiday, but hopefully in the new year. But yeah, it's just been busy. Still living out in Little Shuswap in Chase, working with the school district, and that's going good. I'm enjoying getting to know all the students in the schools and spending time doing some culture and language with them and doing a little bit of the history of the Secwepemc or the Shuswap language and some of the culture teachings. And it's a short time with them, 9 weeks, but get to share some history and whatnot of all my wonderful, beautiful ancestor and families. And I love you, Auntie. And hopefully we'll get to see you soon. Okay. I'll let some of the other families share, but I'll sit and listen for a while.
Oh,
Look at your
absolutely.
beautiful face.
Yeah. So, Robert, you didn't get to go on the Christmas one, so why don't you tell her about how things are going? And I see you. I saw Robert. Were you tobogganing?
So it wasn't me, it was yeah, Kathy and Jordan they were out tobogganing. Wasn't, you know, no, it wasn't me. But anyway, Mom, yes, speaking of drumming, Jordan brought his little boy up. He's about a year and a half. And Kathy brought her drum out and started drumming, and he's only 1.5, and he was suddenly, his one little leg was going around there. He was trying to dance. So it was quite lots of fun to watch him. And then we'll let him give him the Pumeka and see how he was doing. But he was drumming pretty good for a 1.5-year-old. And so that's kind of each time they visit, we make sure that Kathy brings out her drum, and the little guy there has lots of fun. But yeah, he's a year and a half, and Seth, our other guy, his wife just had a baby about just a few weeks ago, so it's really a tiny baby. So we are trying to keep track of them and how they're doing with their family and their little ones.
How's Annie doing?
Oh, Annie's doing fine. She's not many people are allowed to visit, but she does have Janice and Kenny living next door, and she's got a grandson living in the basement back from the college. So no, she's hanging in there, but with everybody sort of being careful, it must be a little quiet. But she does have a couple of people visiting. We haven't gone in her house yet. We tend to visit from shouting from far away. So, but no, she's fine. Lawrence is fine, hanging in there with his son, even though it's cold. And they make sure they got wood. The band office is pretty good. They give us old timers, young timers, I should say, a load of wood. So I always remember at the old house there chopping wood while I'm back chopping wood and kindling every day to make sure our house is warm.
How about the girls?
Mom, do you remember the old wood stove and heater in our old house? The wood is, oh yeah, that was lots of wood. We had so much to cut and split every day. I'm quite amazed how you did it, how you managed to cook on a wood stove, heating water on a wood stove. So now I know how hard you worked when we lived in our old house. And it was hard work, but you did it. And packing the water, remember packing the water from the well? We used to go over and have to pack the water. Anyway, we're doing pretty good. We're still up at the lake all by ourselves most of the time. And Kathy's busy making shelves and working on our carpentry. I'll see if Kathy's busy. You want to say hi, Kat? Yeah, Kathy's busy working, but I'll tell her to put down her hammer and to come and say hi. She'll be here in just a second.
Well, maybe I'll tell a quick story since you mentioned washing machines. We had a gas washer and it was the one you had to step on to start the engine. And one day, remember that porch in that old house, the porch. Anyway, we couldn't get that washing machine going, so Mom had us all taking a turn trying to pump that darn pedal on a washing machine. And somehow or another, that washing machine fell off the porch. It had no railing. So there it's laying down, about a foot or so. It's pretty big and heavy. So I always remember that Mom just stood there. Of course, I think we were kind of scared, like feeling like we were to blame. She said, okay. She said, let's get her up here. So we all had to go down and we had to lift that washing machine back up onto the steps. But yeah, Mom's nodding. That's so many of our, stories that were kind of sad or scary at the time, look back and can see the fun. But just one more thing, and Robert, remember we used to have to carry, I think, if you could carry 2 pails, you carry 2 pails because it's one less trip. But if you could only carry 1 pail, which I always got to do. But even the little ones, from the time they could probably walk and go over, they'd get a little lard pail and they had to carry water too. So, I always remember that. I think Brian was, the one that I last remember. I don't know if Pat got into carrying water. I don't know what. Yeah, I have to think about the years. But anyway, so go ahead, Kat, say hi.
Wait, Kaida. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Good seeing you all. We had a good Christmas. It was quiet, but it was good.
What do you call, before we go, what do you call a young kia?
I think you just call her Kia. That's it. I'm a Kia now. Yay. Hey, Sandy, it feels great to be a Kia. I had to wait forever with my kids. Yay, I'm finally a
Yeah,
Kia.
50 still waiting.
Yeah. I can still go sledding with them though, so it's good. I told them don't
Snowshoeing
wait till I'm
today.
in a walker. I want to make sure I can still run after my grandkids.
That's what your mom was saying. She said, Rita, the hardest part is when you can't just lift them up anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Ida, Rob made you wait a long time to be a kia with his grandkids. I mean, with his kids. Seth made me wait too. All right, I'm gonna go back to doing my carpentry work. Good seeing you all though.
You bet. Okay. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Oh my God.
All the jokes about Jenny. Yeah. You guys want to go next? We just dating mom, and we got the guest Sandy here today that spoke a bit and showed us her basket work. Yeah, she will have to send our great grandkids to her, and she can be there for Kia. Yuri.
Hey, Mom, how are you doing? You're looking good. Things are pretty quiet in our place. Just the 2 of us and Speck of the cat. So we continue to sort through old photographs. And so we have lots of photos of family. And when you were teaching language culture at the Naquaquoston School, and all the kids seem so small now. Most of them now are growing up. So we have pictures of you and the kids out on field trips, getting berries, and up to the Dunn Lake fishery, the hatchery. So yeah, lots of good old memories around Chuchua and the school. And occasionally we'll come across photographs of the family when we had Christmas and Easter dinner, that sort of thing, where everybody was there, and not everybody fit around the table, it seemed. Well, the kids had to go find some other place around the living room to eat their food. So always lots of food to eat. I go for my run a few times a week, and I see somebody put a rock on one of the fence posts. I remember when you used to take your walk and you had a rock on just about every fence post along the road. So somebody else has done that. I don't think it's your rock, but, but do you remember that, Mum? Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, the weather has been pretty good. It's just hardly zero, so the snow is not melting too much. We went for a little walk. Maria cutting out a walking trail, and maybe for some cross-country skiing. And we saw some tracks that maybe was a cougar track, but it ended up being a big dog. So we saw rabbit tracks and deer tracks up along the hill there. So there's still animals around. So it's a nice to see. And the squirrel, Mr. Squirrel, has been living in my shop and eating up stuff. So there might be something drastic happen to the squirrel if he keeps up that kind of behavior. Anyway, so we're just staying home, cleaning up things, and trying not to do too much work. Watching the hockey games. The Toronto Raptors basketball is they're playing again, and there's the World Junior Hockey is on, so that gives us something to do on TV besides listening to the news. So we're doing okay. So good to see you.
Yeah, so yeah, the weather's been I guess not our harsh winter for sure, and I always feel a little I guess what do you call hyper vigilant, thinking like, oh gosh, it's still gonna come, and should I worry about it? But Mom, I talked a bit with Mom after the Christmas. They left us in there till the very last. Felt like they didn't want to stop us. I was still talking with her, and but anyway, just talking about the world situation. It feels like something real pretty.
You're cutting out, Rita.
Oh, okay. I'll have to get my headphones on. Okay, well, go ahead, Deanna.
Almost forgot I was muted. Hi, Kia. We're doing good. Brian's still sleeping. Otherwise, I'd bring him in here. It's been I think a couple weeks since you've seen him, but he's doing good. He had a good Christmas. Tim's doing good. We're staying pretty close to home still, but at least we get to see you guys every week. been nice to see family in one way or another. Um, it's been kind of cold here. We got a few inches of snow. Our band has started plowing certain people's driveways, so we were lucky enough to get on that list to get our driveway plowed. So they've come like 3 times since, I don't know, in the last week. So that's nice. We're able to get in and out of the driveway without too much problem. And Tim's not out there for hours shoveling it. So that's nice for him. Brayden hasn't left the house for, well, I think he's left the house once in the last week. He's just dying to get out there and go for a drive. So we may go out today for a drive. He doesn't get to go in anywhere really, but he at least likes to get out and go somewhere. I hope you had a good Christmas. I hope you liked your present. I'm not sure what else. I don't know. Just
Yeah, it's hard to, I guess this is, I was just talking before. Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, technology. It's hard to, I guess it's, feel productive, I suppose it's a good thing, that old work ethic about always doing something. And that's kind of what I'm seeing. And I just, thinking about, I watch, what's it called? Anne of Green Gables, and that life, how it was, I don't know, would be like 50, 60 years ago. I always say to people, we're not that far, the generations, and, to talk about. But I guess it's hard to imagine, like, how do you talk to young kids today, about like work ethic, or I don't even know what that means to them anymore, because it would have meant, for me, it was that, getting wood, like every day you had to, like, again, I go back to the little ones and how small they were. They would have to carry like a little arm of little kindling even, everybody played a role in it, except probably for the cooking. I don't remember any of the young ones doing the cooking. But yeah, Annette was wanting, and I thought we could actually play it. I don't know if anybody, Deanna, I didn't even get a chance to do it, but I was going to see if I could play that song that Annette wanted to play. We can just go on to, I guess it was on Facebook, and just put it on, right? Or do we put it
Yeah.
on to, what's it called? The share a screen? Is that how we would do it?
Yeah.
Oh, Charlie, you're awake. You have a visit.
Have you done it before?
Oh, that would be nice.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say goodbye to Mom.
20 minutes later, and goes, oh, is Charlie in the bath? And I said, yeah. She goes, well,
Did Rob, did he say you wanted to say goodbye?
Well, anyway, I said to her, I said,
Oh, I think that was Nathan.
what time, but then
Oh.
I could have put-
Nathan, did you want to say goodbye?
No, I'm fine.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Same time,
Oh, okay.
Rob.
Okay. Oh, are you
Okay.
gonna?
park 18 residents.
Okay,
I-
just say good. I'm just gonna say goodbye to Mom.
I didn't do it every week.
Okay, go ahead, Rob.
It would be nice if we had a
Yep.
piece of paper that we could post that.
Okay, Mom, it was good to see you. I'm gonna go back to working here and helping out, and we'll see you next week. It is good to see you, and we had a good quiet Christmas, and we're gonna probably have a good quiet New Year's. Love you, Mom.
Okay.
Okay, I got the wave. Good.
Yeah, so Mom, this Annette wanted she's not on today, but she wanted to have a song played for you. It was something she heard. I guess she liked it, and it's Silent Night, I think, in Shuswap. So Deanna's just gonna put it on for us now to listen to. So it'll just be a minute. Go ahead, Deanna.
White, the gentleman, Silent Night, dus laatste wacht van Elliot me. Duk duk de sol, laat de sol, little die stem, het chick die twee. Klinkt hem te schoeien, ik ook wie stem ik ze te schoeien. Iedereen trekt het mee. Iedereen trekt het mee.
Okay, I think that's enough, Dee.
Duk de sol.
Okay. That was Diane Sandy from Bonaparte. I don't know, Sandy, do you know, is Diane Sandy, was she from Bonaparte originally, or Pat, do you know the Sandys?
Yeah, I think she is. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's her married name, isn't it, Sandy?
I don't
I'm not sure
know.
her, yeah, but I'm quite sure she's from there.
Yeah, she's from Bonaparte.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Annette wanted to have that played on Christmas Day, but you know how busy we get once we get into the room there. It's pretty hard to do anything. But yeah, there's been a lot of work still going on, you know, by the people still now where we're not able to have any more gatherings. Like, you know, there's no more Christmas gatherings or, you know, Christmas concert and any of those things. So people are putting it on the computer now, you know, to share. So I guess if you're in the group with somebody who's got that kind of information, you get to see it. So, you know, that it's been a good thing. I think if you know, we've got our bigger families out there too, and we're just looking at ways for them to feel a sense of belonging to something. So just kind of trying every which way. So it's been really interesting in the world, you know. Can you imagine, you know, a world with no meetings to go to? You drive through town and you know, the streets are empty, the stores are empty, and yeah, it's a crazy world out here. But overall, you know, I guess everybody's just doing the best they can. So you know, so to tell you about my own family, John and them are staying pretty much in Enderby. Well, this week, because Bernadette's still working for the Tribal Council for the employment counseling, and she's got the week off. But Bernie's mom is now, she's finally, you know, in I guess in kind of assisted living yet. And so she's getting up there in ages. So they go and spend most of the weekends, well, all the weekends now, they go to Enderby. And they've got a little trailer over there. It's kind of nice. It's very plain and ordinary. And Bernie or Sasha's two kids stay with Bernie and John. So John and the boys stay at the trailer, and Bernadette stays with her mom. And yeah, so that's what they're doing. And you got to see Tim, and he said a little bit about he's been working, but pretty much they were gonna I guess sell the company, and he was gonna look for another job, but they did get a bit more work. So but now, you know, I guess it'll depend on how things look in January. Yeah, so there, you know, he's doing okay. And Wayne has been, I never know where Wayne is. You know, he's a pretty independent guy, and he's got his own little family he kind of looks after. He's been in Alberta, and then I think up in Fort St. John and Dawson Creek. He works in construction, and you know, does all kinds of things. And his two girls are pretty much in Edmonton, but kind of over in the prairie. He's got that one in Vernon, you know, from a different mom, one of the Lewis girls. And she's, you know, she's doing all right too. She's got two girls, and they got a big, huge house on the reserve down there. So they're, you know, well, you know that these young people, they go through their things. But I was just chatting with Susie, you know, Susan, Fred's girl, and she said to say hello. And we were just talking about, you know, supporting our kids, and sometimes you got to let them go. And I was, you know, the only thing I think remember is, you know, Dad one time saying something, you know, like, once you're 18, you know, you're on your own, you're expected to look after yourself. So I think that's been the hardest thing. Now we're seeing these young people that just seem to be still having a struggle doing that, you know, looking after themselves. So it's, you know, we're pretty lucky, you know, not lucky, I guess, I'll say in our family, like, you know, they all go through their ups and downs and stuff, but when they can survive. And Mary, I guess, you know, Mary's always been kind of the special, well, because, you know, I guess her being the oldest one of, well, John's only original child, the other ones, you know, they're getting by. But Mary's doing well. Mary finished her 1 year of her horticulture diploma, or yeah, certificate or diploma. And it is so crazy. She only passed all her courses, but she didn't take the one course. It's only 2 days, I think, pesticide application. So they wouldn't give her certificate. So it's been really frustrating because, you know, they sort of end up, I think, feeling like failures if they don't get to finish. They only do that course, I think, one time a year or something. It's crazy. So anyway, but she's doing good. She's actually managing a pot shop, I guess you call it, a marijuana place. So she's using her knowledge of horticulture, working with plants and trees. She's using it now, you know, in this place. And I guess we all know their, you know, their history with growing pot. She's probably learned a little bit through the years, but I'm just gonna tell everybody, I guess it's kind of a funny story to me. You know, I was having trouble sleeping, just craziness. And finally, I tried a couple of different things, you know, and finally one night I got such a good sleep, and I got up the next day, and I had, you know, I felt good. I made myself proper meal. My body felt good. So anyway, I thought, oh man, I want to, you know, keep this up. I'm going to try and get exercise and do everything. Anyway, I was talking with a person, I won't say a fellow elder, and she was saying, have you ever thought about that, what they call CBD oil. It's that marijuana oil. And they make it now with both, you know, you can get the high feelings off it, or else you just get kind of what they call a mellow. And the one with the, you know, the mellow one, I guess it's one that more people are taking to help with sleep, and it also is supposed to help with your body aches and pains. So I thought, well, I'm going to ask Mary about it. So I texted Mary and I said something like, so I was just, you know, wanting to know a little bit more, you know, because I know you're working in a place. I said, can you tell me more about this CBD oil, they call it? Within about not even a minute, I got a phone call. And she never calls me, she just texts. And she said to me, just almost hollered at me. She said, Grandma, don't just go buying, I think she's something like this, don't just go buying anything from anybody. She said, you talk to me first. So I've been telling those people around here say this. Like she would say, don't go to the corner and, you know, buy off any old guy on the street or something. But anyway, that's my story about at the last elders dinner we had at Chuchwa, and I was sitting with some of our, you know, age mates there, and we got talking about that. We were saying, you know, that's a whole market now, that in the future, you know, we got our, what they call them, the millennials aging now, and they're knowledgeable about, you know, trying out different remedies. And now they, you know, they're calling it the medicinal product. So yeah, we were joking about that. We are saying, yeah, we need to invest in these companies now that market to the senior groups, because that's a common thing, you know, to, you know, I seem to hear with the sleeplessness and the achy bones and anyway, yeah, I just wanted to share that. I'm not thinking of investing myself, but it was just an interesting conversation. I just thought that part was funny where she called me right away and said, Grandma, don't go just buying anything from anybody. Because she said, like, I guess that's a danger of, you know, with the on the street people. The stuff through the stores is all supposed to be, now it's all marketed, you know, tested, and I've only seen pictures of it. I haven't braved myself to go in, but from the pictures I saw, the store they had set up was almost a kind of like a jewelry shop, you know, where they had all these glittery stuff and all these fancy names and whatever on them. So, you know, it's, I always think to myself, if anybody ever wonders what a person is doing or thinking about, that was something that kind of was on my mind for a few days, just laughing, because you know, I talked some more with her about it, and I don't know, it's still for me a little bit about, you know, I know just reading about seniors and, you know, having a balanced lifestyle, there were all those pieces go into it. But I think the mental part is, you know, what you always talked about, Mom. You know, you gotta get up and clean yourself up and eat something properly, and you know, do whatever you do. And you know, like I always think about the lessons. So I don't know, you know, what it's like to you know, to with young kids now. It's just blows me away. You know, like how do you, Sandy, you probably see more of that about, you know, I taught at the grade 6 level. So 12, 13-year-olds, you know, a big part of their life is social and about learning. You know, I was in a Catholic school, so a lot about values. But I guess still the same thing, keeping them busy. You know, I don't know what they're doing, if they still go sleigh riding, or, you know, I guess Nathan, it's like Lucas, you know, what do they do to keep busy? Are they still able to do any sports?
Nath, you're muted.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No, they, both of them, both Lucas and Rael, Mark and Nicole kept them pretty busy. Lucas was in martial arts for a couple of years, and Rael had dance lessons and painting and that sort of thing. But all of this year, they haven't done any of that. So I don't even know if they'll go back to what they were doing before, which is sort of strange. When they come out here, we make sure we go out and well, if there's snow, we'll do some sliding. And last year, Mark rigged up a zip line. Well, that's always good for about 20 minutes, I guess, where you just zip along. It's pretty cool. But yeah, and go for a little walk. But they're certainly married to their technology. They're really good at that. And when they were up until about last year, they'd use movie time and make movies with the plushies, you know, the little animals, all kinds of stories. And so that was a pretty cool phase, because we got to participate and hold one of the animals and animate it, you know, and do the voices and stuff, and try to figure out what the plot was going, because Lucas would work out whatever the story was about what animal was doing what to the other, and it was all pretty creative stuff and really well designed. Of course, they have then at the end of the thing, he'd have, you know, directed by Lucas, produced by Lucas, and screenplay by Lucas, and music by Lucas. So when we played it, it would come up like that, just like a movie with music, and he'd select the music to go with it. So it was pretty cool, but seems to have grown out of that phase. He's very much an expert in games and gaming, and he even talks about the theory of gaming and how gaming has evolved over time, you know, since he'll show you something that happened in 1995, the first ones, Super Mario or something, then he'll show you how they're doing it today and how different it is. So he's right into that. Yeah, it's hard to relate, I think, our upbringing with anything young people are doing nowadays. So to go and talk with them, and I've done that a few times down to school. What do you say? You know, and you're in danger of just talking about the old times, not relating to any of them. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Kids.
Yeah, well, one thing I've been thinking about, you know, because we've been talking a bit about history, and is what, you know, we know about Granny and their family, and especially with the music. And the music and the dance, and I think for me a little bit, like, that's, you know, kind of work I do, like around building confidence, self-esteem, and we always from the very start, because of my context experience, I bought a karaoke machine, so every group did karaoke that came in. And I always saw a relationship between the ones who didn't want to sing and I guess it'd be kind of their confidence, you know, of like, and self-esteem, like in presenting, because these were people who didn't have, you know, years of theory, but they have to prepare to get up and present lessons. And the lessons part is easy. I mean, anybody can do that, but just in terms of putting themselves out. So, you know, I think, I don't know who else, but I tried, because we grew up, I don't know, Nathan, if you got to do any. I was, for whatever reason, maybe because I was a girl and the first one or whatever, but something I was thinking about was mom learned about playing the organ. And you know, it's I would just think would have been nice if we could have explored that more in the family. We could have maybe had what's those families, Waltons or the Brady Bunch or something. And if we had a organ or something or a piano in our living room, that would be such a novelty. But like that mom played the organ, and then I guess maybe that was part of it, because I got put in piano lessons up in Blue River. And I think I went through, must be maybe one sort of session in the fall or maybe, I don't know. I think it went into the winter, maybe not long in the winter, because I think I kind of vaguely remember, and I guess I walked by myself around the lake. Because if you remember, Nathan, or I guess you'd all know the lake now, where we lived, you walked around it, and remember that family, was it Harrison's, lived on the other side of the lake. They had kind of, for me, it was like a mansion, and she taught piano.
Eleanor.
So do you remember that?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah. There's a trail around the lake. So I guess I went by myself. Mama, I don't remember if you walked with me over there, but I know I had, I think it must have been a nickel or a dime. I don't remember if it was a nickel or a dime, that she would wrap up for me in, I think, wax paper or brown paper, something. So I would have to bring that over. And I don't know how many piano lessons I went with, but that woman gave me, I guess about 1.5 foot long paper with a keyboard on it. And that's how I had to practice. And, I don't remember, ever talking or thinking about it, or they must have done recitals, but I don't remember that. But anyway, I just think I put John into guitar. So John, knows a bit of chords and can play, but same thing. We never got him to play at home. For me, we just took him there and he practiced, and he had a guitar, but never put him in the.
I think the music gene skipped me over. I tell you, I enjoy every kind of music, I think, but I cannot sing. And you talk about karaoke. I have never, and will probably never, go on karaoke by myself. I'll do it with others, but I don't. My self-esteem is just fine.
Yeah.
I sound terrible. And I'm sure Bob and Pat and Annette have wonderful voices, but you don't hear us going around singing where anybody else can hear us. So yeah, that's that would be something. I once and I actually have a recording of it where we're down at Dad's place, and he was determined to do a bit of language and a bit of singing, and I asked him about a song. He had a really nice song. I guess it's a Lahal song, and it's really good. And so I tried to go along, but it sounds like sort of a really sick bull or something. Gravel voice. And then Dad chimes in, and he's got a really good voice.
Yeah.
But that's the only recording that I've ever had myself, and nobody else hears it.
Well, I guess the word self-esteem is maybe it was more about, personalities and just shyness, like, and people don't have to put themselves out, that there's so much knowledge and skills, and it's just that was just something that I thought about, because I guess I'm more looking at, what are things now that people can do in this world. I guess, when the situations come up now, it kind of makes me think. And, Sandy, we were talking earlier about, with Susie, about family systems. And it's like, what can we do for these young people? And, you talk about skipping generations. There's technology changes everything, right? But skipping generations, but I just want to thank Mom, you know, for whatever. I must have done something for me. I feel proud that I know where a C note is on the piano. I was just watching a movie about that, about somebody that was anyway. So music, and then but those other kinds of things, you know, that we learned, skating. You know, I think everybody got a chance to skate, eh? You know, I remember somebody having to wear floppy skates, you know, that were too big, but we all got to go somewhere and, you know, do some skating. And we started, I don't know if you remember this, Nathan, that we started actually skating at Lewis Creek on that skating rink down by the old water thing go there by the railroad track, where those pictures with Dad down there. Dad's in one of those pictures. And there was that skating rink there. And then we used to go to Vinsula to watch, I guess he was playing down there, playing hockey. And I was sharing last week about, you know, he made that skating rink in front of that house in Lewis Creek. And, you know, all of the things I felt like last week I wanted to say to Mom, you know, thank you for doing that. You know, even, you know, it was not, I didn't become a classical pianist, but at least I felt good knowing that I know a little bit about something. And
But while we're still on music, Mom had a voice like an angel, truly. When I always felt good when they sang hymns in church, and she really had a wonderful voice. And that was something that I think everybody appreciated, was when the sang. And another lady was Lizette Donald, always sang a song, but her voice wasn't the same. But she always let off a couple of songs, especially at Christmas and Easter, when there was lots of singing in the church. So yeah,
Sang for Bishop.
yeah, when she was a young lady, when the bishop came, Mom was the one that was selected to sing for him. So that's a pretty cool thing. So yeah, that was you just don't hear that much anymore. When we were in Europe with Mom, we went to one of the big churches, and they played the big organ, and their choir sang. Was that ever cool? So yeah, Mom has been she's been around, and she's really had a chance to sort of sing and use her gift that way. So just to remember.
yeah. Well, kind of connected to that, you know, was the dance, you know, because Mom, you and Dad were so good dancers. And, you know, I remember sometimes Dad, it seemed like more like teasing, and he'd take you and twirl you around the kitchen. And, you know, of course, we know that going off to the dances, you know, when the two of you dance so well together. And I think you've said that too, you know, I mean, we all agreed Dad was a good dancer, and he would usually have, you know, a few different women choosing him, you know, because he was a good dancer. Dad loved to dance, and I know you love to dance too. But yeah, so I think that's something that, you know, we've all managed to do at some kind of level or other. But again, I was just, you know, talking about what people are doing these days, you know, for the young ones, but, you know, not even knowing, what are the options for them. And unless they live, are able to come out to to our houses, and, we're fortunate to have, the forest and the fishing and the land to go out on. And so you can see, I think one of the things that I was just, sort of wanting to just say was about that, and about, because Mom, we've been reading what do you call it, Nathan, the stories that you shared with
Yeah,
Michelle.
Fun wrote.
Yeah. And maybe the best thing would be to record it, and then we could play it back for you, Mom, to just listen to, how what you shared with her was written down, because she has some really good perspectives, and you talk a bit about what you learned from your mom. And that's what I think about, it's got me in that frame of mind this week, I think, reading those stories and recognizing what it is, those stories that are passed on. And Pat, I know that you're, I say, a bit of a writer, and, that's the kind of thing that I think that, is good to just read over. It's kind of like reading an old, like again, Anne of Green Gables is all I could relate to. But yeah, Sandy, like the whole writing thing too about yourself. Like what I see too with some of our younger cousins, I had tea with Lawrence and Christine last night, and they were asking, about their dad and their mom and memories, and some things, of course they wouldn't remember. But I was sharing with them, I know memories. I'll just say about Uncle Fred. I don't know if you guys remember this or if you knew that, but there was probably, I don't even know what year, where Fred was raising pigeons. He had pigeons in his, he had a chicken house, and then I think above it there was pigeon cages. They were just like little cubby holes almost. And the pigeons used to come, we used to go sit up there and watch, and the pigeons used to come and fly in there. And then Fred had a tray, I think it was wood or something, and he would put feed into it. I don't know what kind of feed, but he would put it out there for them. So, that I was sharing with them that was something that was, in that family. And Sandy, again, I don't know how that is for you, but, like just those stories about your dad that, we're older and you're younger, and, that maybe we just have those memories. And I just want to yeah.
I'm gonna check out now. We'll
Okay.
next week for another.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we're just going to be going on for a few more minutes here.
Good.
So
Good to see everybody, and good to see you, Mom. You have a good week. We'll see you next week. Puruk.
okay. All right. See you, Nathan.
Hi,
I
Nathan.
just wanted to mention with the pigeons, it makes me think of the Indian school. I wonder if they got it from that, because they used to have so many pigeons over in the white building behind the residential school, all the pigeons around there.
Right. That's probably a part of it. But actually, after the war, during the war, maybe it was, carried on. I don't know how long you did this, but during the war, they actually used pigeons for carrier messages. So I think there was some, others, were doing it, but just the thought of it, like again, I'm just going to give a quick one and then go to Pat here. But about your dad, the thing that I remember hearing about him, they used to have all these, when they were making telephone poles, I guess, or whatever the poles, the hydro poles, they used to be in that field right above you guys' house. I don't know if you remember that. That field would be filled with poles. And so they had poles there, but also up in Vaven Bay. And that's what your dad was really good at. He was known to be a really good worker with the poles, you know, and the peeling, and they had to move them around. I remember they brought equipment with kind of, what did they call it? The clamps. But that's the kind of thing that, you know, we were talking about last night, you know, that it's just good. You know, we come from, you know, talking about grandpa and storytelling. That was something that, well, Pat and I think we're talking this week, you know, when somebody else was writing about, I guess it was on Mom's stories about grandpa, you know, when he would sort of teach them lessons, you know, based on stories, or just, you know, he was, you know, his granny was a disciplinarian, it sounded like, but grandpa, you know, was kind of, he would say something after granny would say something, he'd take it a little bit further, you know, to support them or whatever. But yeah, anyway, I just think to myself, because that's been my theme this week, I guess, has been with our young people. And, you know, I was saying last week, I felt very, not, I guess you could say special, because, you know, like Auntie Ida always remembered me, like all of our great aunts, Josephine. So even though we didn't have a close, you know, relationship, it felt good to know that we belong somewhere. And that's what I want to do, you know, with the young people, to just say, hey, don't forget, you know, I'm here and I care about you. And of course, mom, I always tell everybody, you know, that, you know, I would be wanting you to know that she cares about you all. You know, she wants the best for you. So it's, you know, I think it's important that we do that role. But sounds like you're busting ground in the back there, Pat. You didn't get a chance to tell Mom how your week has been.
My week has been pretty quiet. I was mentioning earlier, Teresa's daughter Amanda has 3 little boys, aged 3 to 8 months or something. 3, 2, and 8 months, I think, and the older ones. And they love playing the drum and singing or whatever. So she's made a request to, for me, I guess, to build them a kid's powwow drum. And, I've never built a drum in my life, let alone a powwow drum. So anyways, I was starting to look around the house to see what I could find to use as a pattern. And I found this hoop thing here. And it turns out that Therese got this from Mom years ago. I don't know where Mom got it, but I could hardly find where it's put together. I don't know who made it, but it's, you know, for a powwow drum, it's got to be a lot cheaper than this, you know, and that. So anyways, I was looking at that, and then so yesterday, I and Therese went up to Dunn Lake, up to McTaggart Creek. And you know, McTaggart Creek flows into Dunn by the campground there. And we were looking around for a big cedar block, or the cut one. And I guess Teresa's grandpa used to make powwow drums out of cedar blocks or whatever, and hollow them out. So we were looking for that. There was a burn there, and we found one tree, and I made a couple of blocks there. I'll show you. I don't know how that shows up, but anyway, that's the blocks. So I guess my next job is to hollow those out and then find some moose hide or elk hide and dehair it and make the hide for the drum. Unfortunately, I got a moose this year, but I gave away the hide to the band school, to Angie Reiner, Fortier. I gave her my moose hide, and she takes it to the band school for their drum. So I got to find a rawhide to make into a drum. But I was looking online, and there's places in Vancouver you can actually buy rawhide, not moose, but you can buy
Pat, Howie
elk.
has one for you.
Who?
Howie,
Oh,
my hubby.
okay.
He's been doing some himself because he does drums. But I got to show you this other Uncle Sam. He made me this powwow drum many years ago. And I had a friend down Fraser Valley changed it into a coffee table for me. He did the whole frame in cedar, but a little bit different. So I want to show you with the cedar.
Oh, wow.
And
Oh,
it spins. I can take the whole top off of there.
yeah. Man.
And this old cedar, the rawhide is actually the one Uncle Sam did. But my friend, he took these cedar and he made all these planks and he put them all together, sealed them.
Yeah.
And then he made the inside, you could look inside, and then the bottom, he did the out of all cedar too.
Okay. That's
So,
great. Yeah.
That'd be kind of an idea, but it's a lot of work. Took him a
Well,
while.
it's supposed to be for a kid's drum, not a real powwow drum, but
I just wanted to show you that.
yeah.
But we'll get you, we can see about getting you that rawhide.
Okay, we'll have to touch base on that for sure. Yeah. So, but anyways, we went up to McTaggart Creek and we got those blocks. And Selena used to be Lampro, lives up there, right at Dun Creek, or right at Dun Lake, that old lodge. Selena lives there now with I think his name is Butch Pelton, and I had a talk with them, and I was asking whose land that was above their place up McTaggart Creek, because I found a tree there laying down, a cedar tree, and he said Crown land, and I was teasing him, or he said government land, and I said, you mean Seep land? And he couldn't catch on. Or I said Chuchua land, and he kept on saying no government land. And I kept saying no Chuchua land. But I think that's a little park there, McTaggart Creek. Anyways, that's one thing. I've been showed you guys earlier. I was continuing on with a little bit of building a little canoe for my friend. He's on the coast, and he sent me some wood. So I told him I would carve him something. So I mistakenly put some holes in it, so I had to patch them up there. But I'm gonna try to put some of his designs or our designs on it. So I've been playing around with that. Then I was digging up some stuff I was trying to fix up a bit more. Is this, the barbecue sticks for salmon? You stick the salmon in here. Like that. You remember those, Mom? Over a fire with salmon. I've been trying to fix that up, but you can see, I don't know how to work with cedar that good, and it ends all funny. See how it goes there? But anyways, I've been playing around with those this week and trying to just keep busy doing crafting stuff. So, but next couple of days I'll be trying to figure out how to hollow out that drum there. And other than that, you're talking about stories. I was sticking around, and Colton was, I guess, well, whatever, he's 17 now, 18. In 2007, when I used to pick him up from his grandpa Jim's in Chilliwack, we drive for 3 hours and we get bored. So we started making up stories, and so I and him made one there. I don't know if you could read that. Anyways, it's a story we made up about forest fire and how the eagle, hawk, and owl saved the little legged creatures. Like, you know, they're usually chasing each other around, but in this case, the eagle and owl and hawk felt sorry for them and helped save it with squirrels and mice and stuff. So I dug that up, but just kind of doing that kind of stuff this week. Not too much else. Trees gave me some chores to do around here, some home repairs and that, fixing up some old chairs that are falling apart, and you know. So yeah, there's lots of things to do. Day before yesterday, we walked up above Chictaquelk for a hike, and we've seen lots of deer tracks. I was hoping to see an actual deer, just for not hunting, but while we're up there, we found actually somebody's set a trap line up there, up above the kind of the dump Chictaquelk up in there, and I seen a big log, and somebody built a bit of a dome of sticks, and looked in there. There was a string hanging down with looked like a muskrat for bait. And on one opening, they had an opening for some animal to get into. They had a trap in there. It's called a conibear trap. So somebody must be trapping up around Chictaquelk there. I don't know who it was. And we just left it alone and that. So, but otherwise, that's about it. Not doing too much else other than watching TV and sports and eating too much Christmas goodies yet. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, Mom, you can see everybody still get busy from week to week, so life's going on here, and you know, thankful for every day. And maybe because we started out doing these sessions, just kind of just saying whatever, we're getting into some you know, more deeper discussions, and I think it's good. You know, we're learning more at our age now about maybe what our place is in the world and what our role in the family is, because I think that's something, you know, to say that I think is important for the young ones. We're always saying that. So yeah, okay. So I guess we've kept you in the one spot there. They must be getting ready for lunch for you now. So we'll close off now. I haven't scheduled a next session, but I'll see if we can have something around New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, if you remember that. That's coming up, and yeah, so maybe we'll find some lively music for us to all play together and dance around our living rooms or something. I'm sure you would say we should be doing that, eh? While we still got some action in our bodies. You know, it's a tough time, you know, to try and figure out what to do to just make things exciting and happy, and without, you know, gatherings. So anyway, okay, we will talk to you again. If we don't get a chance before next week, we'll be on again next week. I'll see if also if Rose can get on with us. You know, she's always anxious to know how you're doing. And, so many other people, I know Sandy, you're on Facebook. So you see, man, when we put out anything about mom, like about at least 50 or 60 people reply. And people from all over the place, like all over the province and in the interior. And yeah, everybody's saying, send our love. So, okay, then. All right. So we'll say goodbye to you, Mom, and talk to you next week.
Bye,
Love you,
Mom.
Auntie.
Hi, Kia.
Next week I have a drum song by Nelson Michelle I'll try to put on.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be good. Okay, then. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.